Hi everybody, we're in Independence again today, and this time we're starting out right behind the Independence Stake Center. Earlier today there was a funeral. I came over here, and then on top of that there was the mowers going, and so I was like, okay, now's not a good time. And so I waited until the afternoon, and here we are. And what I want to do in this video is take you over to the Independence Visitor Center because they have something going on over there. There was something that caught my eye a few days ago as we were driving by. Saw a bunch of pallets of construction material or something in the parking lot, like a lot. And so now I want to show you what it is and show you what's going on. But I wanted to start over here because, you know, here's the temple land that the church owns. You'll remember that this is supposed to be a 24 temple complex. The Independence Visitor Center was built to be one of those temples someday in the future. It's built according to the dimensions that were revealed to Joseph Smith. All this was done during the presidency of David O. McKay. And all this land right here was purchased back in 1904. I just learned that what happened was in 1902, the city engineer of the city of Independence reached out to the mission president at that time. Oh gosh, what was it called? I think it was called the United States Southeast or Southwest Mission or something like that. But he reached out to the mission president and said, hey, this land is now up for sale if your church wants it. And we did. And guess what? That was around the time that President Lorenzo Snow was really pushing tithing. You remember those stories, like when he went to St. George and in the middle of the sermon, it's like he received revelation mid-sermon, and it had to do with tithing. But that's what I think largely accounts for our ability to have purchased all this land. And I've never been over here before in this like little grove of trees. This is my first time as I'm recording. And you saw that there was like a boulder or rock embedded in the ground, and here's another one over here. I always kind of wondered why you had this patch of trees right here, but I guess it has to do with this little bit of rough terrain where it's not like you can like mow over here because there's these rocks. So I guess just leave it alone, just leave the trees alone. It looks nice. And then you have this open area. I don't know if anything else is done with this open area. If you do, let me know in the comments below. All I know is that I was here for the 5th of July when the church puts on this fireworks display the day after the 4th, and this whole area just gets so crowded. So many people come, and it's so perfect because you have parking all over the place. You have parking over here at the Stake Center, you have parking over at the Community of Christ Temple, over at the Auditorium. That's where we parked. If you want to see that video, I took a video of it. Just go back on my channel and you'll find it. It was really fun. If you ever get to go, if you ever have the chance, I would encourage you to go. It's worth it. But anyway, let's go ahead and go toward the visitor center and I'll show you what's going on. I was actually recording this video yesterday. It had taken me a few days to find some time to do it, and finally yesterday I was able to do it, and I started recording it. And then about 5 minutes in, I was at the point where I was like speculating as to what was going on, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I meant to go inside and ask the missionaries before recording this video. So I stopped, I went inside, and to my surprise, there was somebody that I recognized that was already talking to the missionaries, and it's a friend of mine that I met last October when I went to Utah. I went to a social media conference. His name is Stuart Edgington on YouTube. His channel is Stuart Edge, and he's just this like really big YouTuber, kind of like what I would call the first generation of YouTubers, and he's been very successful. So I met him last year, and then he just happened to be here at the visitor center as I was making this video, and it turned out that he had missed his flight. He was in Nauvoo, and he was only planning on going to Nauvoo, but he was having these like kind of special experiences, and it caused him to miss his flight, and so he decided to come down here and check out the Missouri sites. And he said that he was in the Independence Visitor Center for a couple hours, you know, because he's just trying to, you know, burn up time and whatever. And he said, you know, I wonder if Jared is going to come over here and record. and then I came inside, and then we ran into each other. Okay, so here we go. Here's all the pallets and the material. I'm not a construction guy, so you'll have to tell me if you recognize what this is. I can read though. It says Roofers Mart, exterior building products. And yeah, so after I went inside and talked to him, I spoke with the missionaries, and they said that they're redoing the roof, that it needs repairs. It doesn't seem like it's necessarily just routine maintenance, like it needed repairs. And that they decided, well, if we're gonna do it, let's just do the whole thing. And hence, you know, all these pallets of whatever this is. And there is a lot. Let's see, let's go to the other side over here. And then I want to show you a few other things. So I decided to take Stuart to the 8 Witnesses Monument. I still need to make a video there. I already have one, but it's a no commentary video. It's one of the first ones that I did. But I want to go back and I want to make a video with commentary. So that's probably going to be one of my next videos. And we went there, and it was really neat because I pointed out my great-great-great-great-grandfather's name that's on one of the sides of the monument, because he was like, one of the sides is dedicated to the first stake presidency in High Council in Missouri. The stake president was David Whitmer, and my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Levi Jackman, he was on the High Council. And when I pointed that out to Stuart, he's like, oh my gosh, my great-great-great-grandfather was with Levi Jackman when they came into the Salt Lake Valley, because they were the first group to enter the Salt Lake Valley, July 24th, 1847. And so we just had like a little moment where, you know, we have our ancestors that spent time together, and then in this instance we were able to hang out and we're friends. So it was really special. Okay, and then here at the back you have a really tall ladder. Caution, do not climb. Well, you don't need to tell me. I am not looking to do that. I could do it if I needed to. I feel like when I was in the Army, when it was time to rappel off the rappel tower, that's when I lost my fear of heights. I'm serious, it was right then and there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was just in Army mode, but ever since that time I have been okay with heights. And then when I started YouTube, that's when I lost my fear of public speaking. No joke. YouTube got rid of that for me. One thing I wish with the visitor center, I wish that this, I don't know what you would call it. It's not a portico, but you have, you know, this arcade feature. When you have like a series of arches like that, it's called an arcade. I wish it went all the way around. Like you have that section right there where it stops because there's like a door that you can go in right there. I wish it went all the way around. I guess I just wish I could like walk around the entire thing, but it's okay, it's fine. It's not a big deal. So I've been really, I don't know, fascinated, I guess, by all the just like renovations that have been going on that I've seen since I've moved here. So the first thing that I saw being renovated, I suppose it would have been the auditorium, and they're still working on it. I want to go over there right now and maybe show you what I'm talking about. But the entire time that we've lived here, which at this point we've been here for about 7 months, this entire time you've had this like scaffolding and ladders and workers up on the roof of the auditorium. I don't know exactly what's going on. I've heard that it's in kind of rough shape. So, you know, maybe just now, maybe with the money that they made from the sale of the Kirtland Temple, maybe some of that is going to help repair the auditorium. I'm not sure. Okay, it says sidewalk closed. So let's cross the street. You're supposed to stop if somebody's walking across the crosswalk. That guy didn't want to stop. Anyway, so let's go here first.
Hey Jared.
Hi.
How's it going?
Do you mind being on my channel?
Do you really want me on your channel?
I do.
Okay, I almost witnessed you got hit.
Yeah.
That would have been awful. Awful. That would have been horrible.
That guy did not want to stop. He was like totally just like looking at me. I wasn't taking my time walking across.
I couldn't see the license plates from here.
Well, so which channel do you watch? Or how do you know me?
Homestead.
Yeah. I'm making a video right now for Explore Church Sites. I was taking a look at the like all the whatever that is down there. It's like stuff for the roofing of the visitor center. I talked to the missionaries and they said that they're gonna like redo the whole roof because I guess it needs to be repaired.
Well, welcome to Independence.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the whole city is like under renovation right now. Because have you heard?
Sometimes it seems that way, don't it?
Well, have you heard of Independence? It's called Imagine Independence 2040.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah. So there's like an actual thing that they're doing right now.
Wait a minute, that was on the news paper. Well, how do you like it here so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it more and more as I get to like just discover all these places and get just a feel for the city.
Recognize that guy?
Let's see. I don't think so. Like in the comments, is that your username?
Yeah, yep. Well, no, I don't say I am Zion. I use Archangel.
Oh, maybe like the profile picture?
Yeah. That's supposed to be me because I went to heaven. And when I was in heaven, I know it sounds crazy.
No.
See, I was just thinking about that. I was going to college and put my kids to bed and went into the living room and a blood clot went through my heart, killed off too much of my heart for me to live. I fell over dead. And all of a sudden, pain's gone. It felt like a burning knife to the heart. I stand up, there's Jesus. White tunnel forms, goes up. We go up through the tunnel. Go straight up to the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, we go up and over the gates of heaven. They're open. We go up and past the 7 candlesticks of God, which I did not recognize at the time. They look like cards to me, look like candlesticks kind of, but they look like cards to me. We landed right in front of the throne of glory. Not kidding, not making this up. And I knew that if I go one bit further in, that I would have to stay. And my great-grandfather, who died when I was 11 months old, kept me from going in. But he died of old age.
Did you want to stay? Because I know with a lot of near-death experiences, people are like, "Oh, I want to stay."
Yeah, but I was standing in front of God. Could not see his form or figure, just the light, just the glory, and Jesus is right there. So I'm sort of thinking, that means they're sending me back, because if I get to stay, I could see God, right? You know, not just the light and the glory. So while I was standing there, he kept me from going in further, my great-grandfather, and he was young. He was like 18, but so perfect that he looked way younger.
But you were able to recognize him and you knew who he was?
It made no sense, because, you know, I was 11 months old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right.
So on to my left comes all my relatives who died in Christ to come and greet me. They're all young. They're all children. I mean, not little children, but children.
Yeah, like their prime
of their life or something. Yeah. But really young. And they come and greet me, and there's not very many, of course. Jesus said only very few are going to find it. I knew immediately why the other ones weren't there. It's because they didn't know Christ. They didn't have Christ, and they got what they wanted. They didn't want God. They didn't want the relationship with Jesus Christ, so they weren't there. So the only ones I met was like the oldest ones. You know, like my great aunts and my great uncles and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
My great uncles who said that they were going to get there by works and by being a good person, they weren't there. And the rest of them who knew Jesus, they were there. That's the only ones that were there. Yeah. And then on my right, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
On my right, because it's nice to tell you this, were the future people. People from the future who...
Like the premortal? Like who have not come to...
People in my future, in my lifetime, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody told me this, but like my cousin was there, so I knew he'd be the next to die, and sure enough, he was. It was years later. But then hanging onto my arm were my great-grandchildren, I mean, not my great-grandchildren, my grandchildren, who are yet to be born, yet to die yet. They were there. And they were holding onto my arm, and I named them. No one said these are your grandchildren, but I went ahead and named them. Years later, it turns out that would be their names. I didn't tell my daughter, hey, you're going to lose all your children. Didn't tell her that. Couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell my aunt, your oldest will be the next to go. Couldn't do that either. But at any rate, so I got to see all that stuff that Paul talked about and hear it. I got to hear those, I call them monsters. I mean, I was too busy looking at Jesus and God and the relatives and stuff to really look up and see them circling about, but you could hear them. And they were saying stuff, and I thought, now I know what Paul meant, that we're not supposed to tell people these things. I knew exactly what they were saying, exactly.
Wow.
And
wait, how long ago was this?
Oh my goodness, when was this? 90s. So I come back. Well, Jesus turns me around gently, and I go back to earth. I knew I was going to go back.
And you were okay with that, or did you have like the no, don't send me back kind of?
I had this spirit about me that I didn't need to know all this stuff. I didn't need this proof. I believed it all in the first place, and here it was happening. Now I always thought angels would come pick me up, but you know, it says later on in the New Testament that Jesus was going to do that. So he did. And so Jesus keeps his promises, right? So I remember my body was in the wrong position, and I thought, this isn't going to work, but bam, I was back in my body. Oh, that pain. Oh my goodness, the pain, you know, from my heart being killed. And there was a banging at the door. Sean, are you all right? That's my name. That's your middle name.
Yeah.
he said, God said that you needed me. And I crawl over to that door and I reach up and I'm barely able to flip it. That unlocks it. And he comes in. I don't remember much after that. They took me up to the hospital. So that was at the night. Next thing I know, it's next morning. I'm in Liberty Hospital, north, up here. I'm not sure if you know where it is.
No, but I mean, I know where Liberty is.
Really close to where Joseph Smith was locked up.
Yeah.
I lived on one side and the hospital was on the other side. So I wake up and it's like right before dawn. I'm in a wheelchair. No, back then I wasn't in a wheelchair. And, standard procedure for the hospital. I didn't need to be in a wheelchair other than the fact that I had just died. So there's all these doctors, okay? And they're standing in front. I didn't know they were doctors. I presume they were. And he says, Mr. Driscoll, you're dead. There's this doctor on his knees right here. He says, you're dead. I said, what? He says, you're dead. And I said, I'm mighty spry for a dead guy. And then he explains to me, and it's a long drawn out thing, but basically he had a machine, did 3 tests on, all 3 tests said I was dead. So they got out the brand new machines that just so happened to be there. They primed it, tested it. It's working perfect. They test me out on all 3 of those machines. All 9 tests said I'm dead.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, Jesus said, I am the resurrection and life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Yeah.
This lady almost passed out. And she come running off. I think she was going to throw up or pass out or something. And her boyfriend went after her. I need to go with her. And I asked the doctor, who's all these people here? Now this is like 5 a.m. I don't know. It's right before the sun comes up. And he said, all the doctors in the hospital. I said, all the doctors?
Because they all had to like come and see this?
They wanted to see the dead guy who was alive in Christ.
Yeah.
When I died, I don't remember a transition, so to speak, other than the pain was gone and everything was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, but there was like dead here, alive in Christ.
Wow.
And so all these doctors got to witness that. Then he turns me around, the sun rises, I get to see the sunrise in the parking lot. It kind of does it in reverse order because it's looking north.
Mm-hmm.
Then I pass out. I don't remember how I got home, but that was death number 1. You should hear the other ones.
Yeah. I might have to catch that another time, but
that's okay.
I'm glad that I ran into you. What are you doing today? Just going out for get out a little bit?
Yeah, I get stuck inside a lot, and I come up here every now and then.
All right, sorry about that. The GoPro overheated, of course. It is a little bit warmer today, and the sun's out, so that doesn't help. I almost had my own near-death experience just a minute ago because that car didn't want to stop. And he saw me, we made eye contact, but it is what it is. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but I just wanted to come up here really quick. And I think I already did this in another video. I'm pretty sure I did, but there's been some renovation over here. Those stairs over there were completely redone just in time for the 2025 World Conference for Community of Christ. So that's brand new. And then they still have something going on over here, but I can't remember how long ago it was, maybe a week or 2 ago. There were just like a bunch of these tiles that were up, just like over here, but just imagine like this whole area looked like that. Not sure what it is. Maybe they're replacing that like blue foam in these like plastic pieces or something. But you've had a bunch of renovation over here, and then yeah, you can kind of see it. It looks like there's like a little crane thing right there on the auditorium. And I just even a little bit earlier I saw a guy that was walking up there in a, you know, orange construction shirt. So Independence Visitor Center, Auditorium, Community of Christ Temple, and then just the whole city of Independence is going through this renovation, and it's really interesting to watch it play out. But I'm running out of battery, so this is probably gonna have to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys later.